Okay, good day. My name is Ashraf Adeyemo, and this whole thing has been brought to you and inspired by Nile University of Nigeria, Abuja. So, this is the extension of class. There is a course outline. This is supposed to be an intro video to video editing, a professional video editing. And we are going to take you through the basics of this, and everybody can grow from there. And you can join in the community of video editors all around. So, yeah, was that? So we are talking about professional video editing, and that's what we'll be learning. The problem most of the time is that if you go to other YouTube um, channel, they are they do mostly focus on professionals or somebody that has a basic knowledge of this. I think the unique thing about this channel is that the first thing you only have to know is to know how to use a computer and have an interest in video editing. I think that's why, and I have a reason for you learning this also. So if that is set, then you are good to go. Then after you learn your basics, you can actually tap from the knowledge of every other person online to get more creative. And when we say professional video editing, I would like to liken it to the use of pencil. Not this is creativity, right? And you can say you know the all the use of pencils. Yeah, we keep using pencil from the time of creation, and I think the end of this, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when pencil will go extinct, but that's the same thing with video editing. Uh, you keep learning more every time. You keep finding ways to get creative. So I would like us to know that there are other video editing softwares that are probably professional. We have Final Cut, which is a Mac system based, Apple system based, iOS, and we have Idios, we have Corel Video Studio, we have what was this one for Black Magic? Um, okay, we have DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, so some other software is there, but we have the popular Adobe Premiere that we'll be looking at, and I think the reason that Adobe Premiere is popular and it's important is because they have a suite. Yeah, there's a suite, and we have a lot of softwares inside that you can use for media production and from other stuff. So, and all these suites, all the softwares that are connected. So that's more reason people are roped into the circle of Adobe. I think that's why. And you're lucky that is what we'll be going through also, Adobe Premiere to be specific. And before I go on, uh, I have been teaching how to use Premiere for some times, for a long time actually, um, years, 6, 7 years, and I have gone through a lot of students, especially ladies. And I don't know why, and that gives me some confidence that whether you're a lady or you're a guy and you're here, you have a hope of learning, and no matter how tedious and things are at the beginning, you will still get your way through it. um, in some schools that I have taught, students have to pass the practical aspect of video editing. So even if they are not gonna have interest in it, I think they do it to pass. And since it's practical, and they do pass, So that means that they've learned. So why am I saying that? Is because um, you have no reason to give up at any point in time in doing this. So um, and I would like to add that this can get very boring. Uh, Very boring. That you start feeling sleepy. That might be the reason why I feel an instructor is supposed to be a little bit animated so that it will keep you awake. So if my boss is watching this, that this might be a little bit off from the lectures you get regularly in class because this might be boring to some people. So I will be chipping in some jokes. They are terrible jokes, but the fact that they are coming means that somebody is trying to keep you awake. So respect the boring jokes. Um, okay, so from there, what do you need? You need a computer because it is important that anything you're taught, you it's a procedural skill. That means what that means is that it has steps from step one to step two, from step three to step four, and you can't skip step two and go to step four. Yeah, you can't keep step three and go to step four. So it's procedural. So it's procedure. Steps are involved. So if you really want to learn this, and it is better you have your software and your computer with you. Then let's talk about computers and software. You need Premiere, and with me on this system, um, I'm using Core i3, which is the lowest of the core made by PC Windows, and I think if I'm saying some things and you don't understand, please comment down there and let me know about it. There's no question that is silly or stupid. When you throw it at me, I'll find a way. Trust me, I have heard a very stupid question. I will still get through it. And if they are so stupid that they get very funny, I might just post it on WhatsApp or Insta. Oh, come on, man. Okay, so I'm just kidding. Um, we will learn. That's what it is. So I'm using a Core i3, which is low, and there are some lower systems out there. We have terribly low systems. They might be beautiful, but they are low. If you really want to edit video very fast and not give up at the middle of it, then you need at least a Core i3. But if you will be getting a better system, then you have Core i5 and you have Core i7. Professional editors have not gotten anywhere until they get their Core i7. And we even have Core i9 that is out there today, which is more from gamers and animators. And if you can get that also, it's not a problem. They are expensive, a couple of millions. But I know you can get that because you're rich. Yeah. So you need a fast system for i3. The one I'm using here is 8 gig RAM. It was primarily 4 gig RAM, but I raised it to 8 gig RAM. And you can get a 4 gig RAM. It is okay, and you have like 500 gigabyte, 500 gigabyte hard disk. So that's your minimum requirement for you to have fun. Okay. So apart from that, we have Adobe Premiere version, and I know a lot of people might be listening to this, and since it's an open source, what exactly, what version, what are the difference between versions? As year passed by, I think Adobe, maybe since 2016 or 2017, they've been making upgrades to the software every year. I don't know, I'm not sure whether that's when they started, but that's when I noticed. So for every version there is an upgrade and there's a correction of something that is going wrong. in the past that they have to fix, and they are trying to follow the trend because fast moving technology um, season that we are. So they've tried and make things very, very fast and improving on their software. So on this system that I'm using, I have 2018 and I have version for 2014. I use 2014 on this system, and on Core i7, which I have um, in another system, and I use 2018. Then we still have 2020, which is the latest, with a trending update, which is nice. So what I'm saying is that if your system is as low as mine, then you might want to work on 2014 version of CC Adobe Premiere. That CC means Creative Cloud. That CC is just a way of uniting all the softwares and telling you that now you can work in the cloud. If you don't understand cloud computing, and we'll talk about that later. So 2014 is what I use on this system, and I have 2018 here because all the systems that I have that I work with are more upgraded than the laptop I'm working on right now. So sometimes you might want to continue your work on on a laptop, on my laptop for i3, or you want to start the work and continue later on another system which is using 2008. So I have 2018 standby on this system. So what we'll be doing is that we are going to be looking at the 2018, and if you can work on starting from 2017, if you can work on 2017, you can work on 18, you can work on 19, you can work on 20. So what I'm saying is that if you get 2020 version, which is the latest, you can still follow this. But if you are working on 2014, which if it is that what if that is what you can get, I would like to know, so that I'll have you in mind when we're talking about this. So what's the difference between them? What I can tell you now is the fact that they have a different interface is when you look at the software. What do you see when you look at the software? How is it designed? So user interface, so they have a little bit difference in the user interface. So that's one thing you will notice. What else? And there are different updates. In fact, if you start working on 18, 17, especially 18, you might not want to work on somewhere else again. But if you have a lower system, what choice do you have, right? So then I have a list of this is not going to be a facade. I have a list of what we'll be looking at in this course. Twice in a week. I will be posting twice in a week for all the classes or the genre of anybody that is joining in on this. And however, our discussions can go online or on WhatsApp, on I don't know, wherever you can get me on Instagram and stuff. As you have noticed, if you are just joining this channel, that I'm an animator and motion graphics designer. So you might want to check up some of the work and ask questions about them, because most of the stuff that you are seeing also are being done with Adobe Premiere. So most of the animations end up in Adobe Premiere before they were ready. So we are going to be using what do I call it? Yep, a line of okay, now you are seeing my screen. Yes, we are going to be looking through some of this. um, we are going to follow these steps as we go through this course. So description of media editing, we have using graphic design principle and visual communication in video editing. I think we will be prepared for that. You're going to understand what montage is, how to prepare montage, and how to manipulate recorded and already edited clips. You're going to explain what grabbing is. Yeah, it's the old word for capturing and importing, and we're going to look at exporting and preparation of promo and program intro. If you're in mass communication, then you have fun. You understand some of this, and so there are things that is expected as an outcome for students. Okay, so we'll look at this later. Okay, but let me just go through this because they are going to be a background for things that we'll talk about, so that you get used to the jargons of video editing. So articulate design principle and personal post-production style, demonstration of skills in preparing clips to be used in broadcast media, preparing and manipulating photograph, text, sound, and external multimedia in post-production, demonstrates knowledge in editing principles, workflow and techniques, demonstrate independent ability to arrange given clips of footage to tell stories according to broadcast genre. Yeah, that's visual storytelling. Yeah. So demonstrate ability to appreciate a good editing work and understand what it entails. So that is when we go and we talk about some editing that you've experienced, some works that you see and you're like, oh, how is that done, right? So participate as a team member in production. This has been organized for physical class, so we do what we can to get familiar with what we have. So we have the course outline. So introduction, we are doing our online introduction today. So the next class is going to be introduction to Adobe Premiere, familiarity with the software interface, basic buttons and their executions, and then we are going to understand nature of video as part of multimedia. We are going to talk about system configuration, which I have mentioned a little. I have mentioned part of today already. We are going to talk about framing. We are going to talk about bitrate and decibel. We are going to talk about frame rates. We are going to talk about video formats. We are going to talk about audio channels and pixel and pixelation in video. So we'll try and go through that. The digitization and importation, grabbing footage from camera, importing footage to a software, and importing other multimedia. We are going to look at the nature of timeline, understanding timeline and its uses, bringing in material into the timeline, understanding different nature of multimedia on the timeline. So we have timeline executions, we have multimedia, quoting, joining, inserting, deleting, arranging, timing, unlinking, and synchronizing. Relating timeline work with effect control. Then we talk about chroma key. There's something left I should add here. We'll talk about basic interface divisions, because I told you in 2018 there is a little slight difference from other versions, so from 2017 I mean. So we are going to be looking at the divisions that have been created that makes the difference between the versions. So we're going to look at effect transitions and simple preset animation in video editing. We're going to look at understanding frame and concept of frame, of effects control. Then we look at using the effect control. We are going to create texts. We are going to learn some basic animation in Premiere. Then at the end, we are going to learn exporting and rendering, which is the end of the class. So I am going to show you this is an interface for for 2014. We are looking at the interface for 2014, and as you can see, 2014 is a little bit different from 2018, which you are looking at. And you look at on top of this, like this is Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2018. If I open the interface, let's look at that. As different from Adobe Premiere Pro 2014, which they wrote nothing there. I think every year now they have a way of differentiating between the system, between the versions that they have. Okay, so before my 2018 loads on this, I would like to tell you that sometimes you might need to get your system from, you might need to buy a system. Let's say you want to buy a system. You know, a lot of people go to the market to buy a system as if they are doing groceries, or you want to go and buy tomato and stuff. No, it's not the same thing. You just don't get to wear the same system. Say, give me one of those. You buy a system according to your need. So somebody that is going to be typing and doing Microsoft Word might just get anything that is not very expensive. But we are going to be doing editing, professional editing, something that is just good enough, something fast for you. Then you need, just like I've mentioned, you need at least quite 3, yeah, at least, if your work are not going to be very big. Then we have Core i5, then we have Core i7, then we have, you have to look at the RAM of the system. You have to look at when it is a Core i5 or Core i7, and it is latest. I mean, computers, not Core i7 that was made in year 2000 when probably you were born. We're talking about Core i7 that is latest, maybe a year back or 2 years back. So you have to confirm that also. So we call them generation. So you need to confirm the generation in which your system was built. What else? It doesn't have to be beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't have to be pink. It doesn't have to be white. So it just have to be powerful. I don't want to recommend any system. I use Dell. I'm obsessed with Dell. They are powerful systems. So you might want to grab one of those. So I think that's that. So my 2018 is opened, and this is what I'm talking about in 2018. I want you to notice the difference. After this line, okay, oh come on, I've not switched. Yeah, there you go. So after this part of it, you are going to see learning, assembly, editing. You are going to see color. You are going to see effects, you are going to see audio, you are going to see graphics, and you are going to see libraries. Yeah, and these are subdivisions that has been done in the newest updates to make sure your editing is smooth. Now, this is not doing more than editing actually. I think the basic thing that is more interesting these days is color. That is how your what is the feel of your production, how does it look like, how how visually appealing they are in terms of color and sharpness. So today we bother ourselves about color grading so much. So when I click on color, it's just going to rearrange the interface so that color usage, application of effects, and adjustment of colors are made very easy. So, and the same thing goes for every other thing. When you're done with your job, maybe it is then that you start thinking of adding your effects. Then you click on effects, and you start working on the effects. It's going to rearrange. That's what I'm talking about. This is Y3. See, spinning. Yeah, it's not because we on lockdown, things spin like this, then you slip off. Or if you slip off this day, you wake up and you still find yourself on the chair. Yeah, because you are going nowhere, man. So then the same thing goes for the audio and graphics. Then I think that's a major visible difference from 2014 here, which has none of those. So yeah, a lot of editors prefer Mac for editing. I don't know why. I work on this. Maybe it's just an argument for some other time. But some of you are using that, and maybe you are used to it and you cannot leave that side. So what you will just do is that if you are going to be using Mac, let me know how much of you guys we have here following this, and you just comment downward there, and we'll solve that. Yeah, I'll have you in mind. So that's that. Which one is better? I can't say. So, and also don't forget that you need to practice whatever you learn. If you don't practice, you will forget. I think that's good. That also subscribe to the channel so that you get updates, you get comments, you get new things coming in, because we are just going to make sure before we go back to work fully, we have learned how to edit video. Maybe after that we'll be talking about some awesome stuff, maybe graphics editing, maybe more about animation, just a lot of things might just come up after this. What we do as an editor, as a media person, post-production, we have fun by working. Now University out.